Hello guys, so I want to talk a little bit about progressive overload and how it's not always as clear as it seems. So within all of your program there will be some sort of progressive overload in terms of your exercise and the movements that you're doing. So if you're looking to progress those exercises, those movements, usually a lot of the overload and the progressions you'll see will be adding a rep. It might be increasing the time held of a plank or a squat hold or a wall sit. It could be increasing the weight. It could be decreasing rest times, things of that nature. So all things that you're probably aware of, but a lot of the times it feels like we're not progressing to the same level we want to, and that can be frustrating. Sometimes it looks or feels like to ourselves that we aren't progressing at all. And I just want to bring a few things to your attention, or one really key thing to your attention that will prove that you are progressing, all right? When sometimes you feel like you're not. And that's really important. It will keep you motivated, it will help you keep enjoying the process, and mentally it helps you feel more positive about what you're doing as well. So a progression in terms of exercise that is really missed very often is not maybe gaining an extra rep, okay, but being able to get further through a failed rep. Okay, so when we're looking to progress, and especially when we're trying to build muscle or change body composition, we want to be going close towards our failure for a set. All right, so let's just say, for example, last week I was within 1 rep of failure on overhead press. All right, and I got 8 reps, and on the 9th rep I barely got it past my nose. All right, that was as much as I could do. Now this week I'm back at it and I'm doing overhead press again, okay? And I've done my 8 reps. I'm tired, my muscles are sore, I feel like my shoulders are burning, and my 9th rep, and then I fail, okay? Now, if you're only tracking and you're only aware of the rep itself, from week 1 or from last week to this week, I've still only done 8 reps. So that is a perception of no progression there. Now, I have actually progressed. Week 8, I couldn't get the bar past my nose. This week, week 9, or last week to this week, the bar is up above my head, but I just couldn't quite lock it out. That is still progression. You've still taken a small step forward from last week. Okay, we don't turn into Arnold Schwarzenegger overnight. We don't lose 20 kilograms like that. This process takes time, and all of these small wins and all of these little progressions are so important. All right. Another area that you can progress that I think is really important, that is missed a lot, is technique. Okay, so, and this one can be over the course of months. So, and this is something I've really experienced myself. So I'll use overhead press again. All right, and maybe let's say week 1 of my training, where I came in, I was quite strong anyway, but looking to gain a bit more muscle or whatever. Week 1, my overhead press looks like this. All right, let's say I did 10 reps. I'm using a bit of legs, my form is off. All right, I'm using momentum. I'm not really controlling the eccentric. I'm barely locking out because I'm just kind of jumping it up. But I've tracked 10 reps. I've recorded 10 reps. But then, if I change, or we help you change your technique, okay? And then even 5 months down the line, 6 months down the line, you only do 10 reps. It's all you can manage, but your reps look like this. That's progression. You're not using your legs for momentum. You're locking out at the top. Your eccentric is controlled. There's balance between left and right arm, or left and right shoulders dealt. That's still progression. And that's something you need to be aware of. Alright? Sometimes, even though it may not feel like you're progressing, you will be progressing. Alright? So don't be so hard on yourself. Don't always just look at the surface numbers. And if you want a hand looking a little bit deeper into your progressions and looking at your technique and saying, well, I'm not able to push any more weight, I'm not able to do any more reps, let's video something. Let's take a look, let's share that between each other, and let's dissect where that progression is coming from. Is your technique better? Is the eccentric more controlled? Yeah? Are you able to still get only 9 or 10 reps, but that failure rep, you're getting it up here instead of down here? And it's the same for every movement, alright? You know where I am. If you want to talk more about it, shoot me a message. And don't be so hard on yourself when it comes to progression. Keep trying to push things forwards, but when it feels like you're hitting a plateau and things aren't going skyrocketing like you might be used to, understand that progressions come in smaller forms as well, alright?